Welcome to my next video as part of my 30 videos in 30 days challenge. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about changing your self-image to become the greatest version of yourself that you have been picturing. Now, to become that version of yourself that you have been learning to envision and learning to make visual images of throughout the day, through meditation, through just feeling it, is the best way to deal with becoming that person and getting away from living in the person you currently are. Is you have to start to act as that person, whatever it is you are envisioning. To be that successful version of yourself, you have to start acting as them. And the second part is you have to start to feel those feelings of that success already being here, and the knowingness and the assure of yourself that you know that what you're envisioning, you have it within you. You have the power within to become it. You are in the process of becoming it. And also, while becoming it, you have to actually believe that you are it right here and now. But realistically, the growth comes from starting somewhere and getting to the best version of yourself is going to be continued growth over time. But when you embody the feelings of being it and being present, and the feeling of all of these things we're envisioning to come to us, to happen, and for it to come to fruition, is you have to send the message to the universe that you are that already here and now, and that you believe in the process and you're willing to take the steps to become that version of you that's going to be the best version, the successful business, the taking on a different job opportunity, just becoming a completely different individual than the one you were when you were stuck living in lower energetic frequencies. So act, you have to act, think, and feel. So act, I went over act and feel. And the third one is think. And you're probably already doing that if you've been watching some of my videos, that thought is a very powerful thing. It can be used for negative and positive. But when we change the story that we are telling ourselves to, that we are good enough to do this, we are good enough to become that which we are envisioning, which is going to get us to the end goal and actually activate what we call the success mechanism, which you can find more info on that in the Psycho-Cybernetics book. And it talks a lot about the self-image and activating the success mechanism, and also being aware of the survival mechanism, which keeps us living in doubt, living in fear, living in anguish, all of these lower energetic frequencies that keep us stuck. And you can't build on your self-image and becoming the best version of you being driven by those survival emotions, survival mechanism. So being able to do a morning practice of meditation, you're embodying those feelings of being that version of you right here and now. and you can actually see the map and the steps that you need to take to start to take action. And another thing you could do is look up 5 inspiring people for the field or the business or whatever it is that you choose to do. Whoever is in that niche, in that field, in that work environment, look up 5 people that are extremely inspiring to you, and look back at the earlier part of their career where they just started. And if you can even get info on them prior to starting to achieve success, look at the way that look at the steps that they took and the way that they acted back then, and write those things down. How was that person acting? How was that person thinking? And then try to put yourself in their body. And the best thing would be to get a notebook and write down how they would act, think, and feel prior to achieving their success. And if there's some very earlier works of them prior to becoming successful, look at those. Look at those, whatever it is, if it's videos, if it's audios, if it's music, if it's paintings for art, photography. Look at their earlier works and then start to study them leading up to where they are at their most successful version of themselves. And then you can start to map out and apply how those people have become successful, and write down what you think that how they would think, how they would feel, and how they would act as that person to become who they are as their most successful selves, and write those steps down so that you can study them every day and you can start to store that subconsciously, and you're going to be able to become that the more that you study it and the more that you practice acting, thinking, and feeling as that person every day. So just look at me. When I first started, I was just a person who's a truck driver, and the first thing I started was with just reading a few personal development books. And then I got inspired by people who speak on Instagram and TikTok. So I opened up an Instagram and TikTok account. So when I was inspired by a few people, one named Aaron Doughty, and then I was inspired by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I was inspired by Dr. David Hawkins, people I've read their books. So I was inspired by a person who runs YouTube, Instagram, and personal development coaching business. And I was inspired by some authors who are very smart spiritual teachers. So what I did by beginning to become a speaker on video is I started to act, think, and feel as someone who can just hit record and make videos on personal development and self-help to help others, because that gives me a feeling inside of that makes me feel great feelings, feeling of love. The more that I can help others online or in person, the better I feel about life. So look at me early on when I first started about a year ago, and I started making Instagram and TikTok shorts. And I did that for the better part of a year so that I felt comfortable enough to jump on this YouTube channel and actually make long form videos. So those were the steps I took to get to where I'm at today. But I didn't get down on myself because the results weren't there. I kept pushing forward. I kept believing in myself and knowing that I'm making these videos because I love doing it, not because I need to have the immediate growth right here and now. And I'm becoming the person that is running a successful YouTube, running a successful Instagram because of the person I'm becoming, not because of the amount of growth or the amount of followers or subscribers I have. I'm doing it because I trust the person I am, and I'm embodying that of the successful YouTuber that makes videos every day, that is going to continue to grow over time. And that is how you can apply the self-image technique, and you start to act, think, and feel regardless of what the results are at the beginning, and you continue to believe in yourself and become that of the person that expects great results. And you can expect great results but also be non-attached to results that are happening on each video or whatever it is you're doing, each business step you take towards building that business. But you can still be a successful version of yourself even if things feel stuck, and you're going to hit lows along the way. But it's how you deal with those lows and those triggers that lead to your long-term success. And being able to let go and surrender of those doubts and negative feelings each time they come up, and just keep knowing, keep living with the willingness, keep living with the acceptance. That's okay. What I'm doing is okay, and the situation is okay, and everything will be okay. It will work itself out. I'm going to continue to make videos, even though I would post a lot of videos and my following was small at the beginning, but as I continued posting and showing consistency, my following started to grow over time. So just know that you are taking the steps to become the best version of yourself, and you're living through the success mechanism, and you're also tuning into that version of yourself in the quantum field. And that version of yourself is the version that you are able to connect with and come up with in those meditations. And when you can learn to act, think, and feel as that person in those meditations, you are going to learn how to carry that feeling throughout your whole day. And the more that you feel like that throughout your whole day and act like that in public or alone, you're going to start to think about the steps that you need to take towards becoming that person. And that's where the taking action comes in, and you're going to begin to take action subconsciously, and it's going to make you feel great about the steps you are taking towards becoming better, and embrace the journey. Even though things don't work out, it's not about them working out immediately or how fast it's going to work out. It's about the person you are embodying and the person you have become in the process to that success. And then the universe will start to align your life in that way. And that success and the things that you really wanted, that you used to desire, will come in naturally. So good luck, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already.